Hi students, welcome back. We're ready to start the assembly of parts for activity 155. You've already created a round peg and a square peg and the pegboard. And the pegboard even used those parametric dimensions where the value of the dimension was based on a mathematical operation including another dimension. Very powerful tool, and so I hope you practice that and get the hang of it. Now, before we can do an assembly, we need to review a presentation. The presentation is called Basic Assembly Constraints, and I'll let y'all review that on your own. But please take a moment right now and review that presentation before continuing this video. All right. Having reviewed the Basic Assembly Constraints presentation, we're ready to start an assembly. Click Assembly, and we need to place our parts. So up here on this ribbon, where it says Component, we're going to click Place. Now the beauty of using a project is only the parts for this project are listed. Start with the pegboard, and then place that on the screen. Right click to say OK. By the way, we can rotate it so that it looks like the picture on the handout. In fact, I'm going to rotate that until it looks just like the one on the handout, and then we'll say Create. Now this one here I don't like. I'm going to delete it. Okay. So do that. End up with something that looks like that, okay? I clicked on Place, and I selected the pegboard, and then I rotated it. Now let's do the same thing with the round peg. And I'm trying to make it look just like the picture on the packet. Right click and say OK. Place, square peg. Open, left click, right click and say OK. Excellent. Great job. Now at this point, we should probably go ahead and save this so that we don't mess up anything. So I'm going to click on my application menu, Save As, and I'm going to name this Pegboard Toy and say Save. Now that way, if anything happens, I'll at least have this already saved. The activity says to check and see if the pegboard is grounded. Well, the pegboard is not grounded because if it were, there'd be a little thumbtack right here on this icon. So to ground it, I'm going to right click and find Grounded. See how there's a little thumbtack there now? Super. Now we're going to use our constraints to make these parts line up with the holes. To do that, I'm going to click on the Constrain option under the Relationships panel, Constrain. And we just want to do Mate. Mate will work best for all of these. So I'm going to select the center line. See how I can select the axis or the center line of that? Click on that. Then I'm going to click on the center line down here. Hi. So once we have that in place, I can click OK. By doing it that way, notice I can still move this up and down, but I can't move it left, right, or any other direction. Let's do the same thing with the square peg. So constrain. Only this time we don't have an axis. So I have to constrain faces to faces. So I'll select this face, and I'll select this face. Now it is a square, so I can actually select any of these faces. And click Apply. Now, it's in a weird spot, so I'm actually going to move it and get it out of the way.